Anglers Extra.
Back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, Josh Schaefer joined by manager Tom Holliday for today's manager show as the Harwich Mariners visit Veterans Field to battle Holliday's own Chatham Anglers. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You got it.
Now, I have to ask you about the weather. 2 games in a row have been called after 5 innings due to the inclement, rain conditions, the fog. Today there's a little bit of rain in the forecast. At this point, do you come to the ballpark preparing for the worst in terms of the weather, or what's your game plan moving forward?
Well, I have nothing to do with Mother Nature. If she wants to fog us out or rain us out, she wins, and it's unfortunate, that we've had 5 at home, and I think we've lost all 5 of them. And I can't do anything about that. And to be honest with you, we tried to score early last night because I saw some fog, early. And we failed to execute. We didn't bunt. We had runners at second twice with nobody out, didn't get them to third, didn't get them in. Those are embarrassing baseball situations this far into a season. And we had our good players, at the plate. It's not like we had new guys or down in the order. We were at the top of the order. And when you don't score first and you blow opportunities like that, you can almost bet the other team's going to score and score a bunch. And they did in the 3rd inning. And, quite frankly, we're playing uphill again. And that game last night could have been stopped earlier than it was. The night before, when they stopped it, it was like, can you keep playing? But the score was so ugly, why not stop it? And even last night at 9-1, I mean, if it's clear what you play, this team can battle. They can score runs. But the fog came in last night. It got ugly again, and I don't know. It's disheartening because baseball you have to play 9 innings. If it did anything, it just maybe saved an arm or 2 for us.
Yesterday you brought up about how important momentum in baseball is, and you said you didn't really realize that until about 2004. And in terms of momentum, it seems like things have swung in your favor against certain teams and then haven't swung in your favor against other teams. And one of those teams is the Brewster Whitecaps here at Veterans Field. You also meet a team like the Harwich Mariners, who you haven't lost to this season. How are you guys successful against some teams so often and then unsuccessful against others?
I really wish I could give you an on-the-nose answer to that, because it's strange. I mean, sometimes it's been the guy on the mound. That makes a big difference. Sometimes the guy on the mound gives you a good start and gives you a chance to score early and get that thing called momentum rolling. Right now, we're out of sync. We're not pitching good at all. We're not hitting good at all. And I say that in respect to the fact we put 5 on the board in the 1st inning 2 games ago, but then we just stopped. That should have been a 15-14 game. And we just rolled. We rolled over. And I had a visit with a team last night, and I'm not allowing or providing any more alibis. I mean, if you want to win something, you have to suck it up this time of the year. And being tired, that's a mental thing. If you want to tell yourself you're tired, you can feel tired. If you want to tell yourself you feel good, you can feel good. And what really feels good is winning, and losing stinks, and it's an ugly drag feeling. And you get beat 2 nights in a row at home in front of nice crowds. But you know what? That fog has played on us. It's in our minds. Guys don't like it. They don't like playing in it. When they see it, it has a mental effect. And it seems like we lose our edge when it shows up. And, you got guys sitting there looking up trying to figure it out. Nobody can figure it out. You just got to play. And we talked about it last night after the game at length. And again, we have a couple more guys that are leaving us due to innings or due to the phone call, the dreaded phone call about, coming back. That's another conversation in itself. But bottom line is we have new guys coming. I'm down to where I got my finger on my Warriors. I know who they are. And as long as they're here when we start the playoffs, we're going to have fun with it. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who's going to survive this. And quite frankly, I do care, but I can't get into what do you want to call it, that's behind some of the guys coming and leaving at this time of the year. That has a lot to do with upbringing, and it has a lot to do with, people's respect for commitment and respect for this league. So when they pull out on you, a week before the playoffs, might be a signal that they just might not be as good a player or as good a warrior as they're going to have to be down the road in professional baseball.
Now, you've brought up kind of the mindset factor. Now, in terms of the streakiness that this team has, you win a couple games, you lose a couple games now in the midst of a 2-game losing streak. Is that all kind of based off of a mental factor or issue that some of the players have?
I think mental stuff enters into it. You know, quite frankly, right now I'd rather separate the guys that have an intention to leave, get them away from the guys that have every intention of staying. And again, that's what we addressed last night. And you know, if you want to go or if you're going to go, go. You know, so I know who we have to play with. That's the way we felt when the season started. We started the season with 13 or 14 people, but you know what? Those most of those guys are still here, and those are the guys you literally fall in love with. And sometimes through the course of a season, an injury pops up and a guy leaves, and if it's in an important position, you're hurting. You go out and grab somebody off the real world list, and you bring them in and hope they can play for you. You don't know what you're getting. But we've scored pretty good. Our guys that have come in have helped us a little bit. We got a little help last night. You know, Valerio is one of those guys might help us against a left-hander. I feel like we got to win like 3 or 4 more to really go into the playoffs in a good state of mind. And a 2-game losing streak can put you in a really bad mood. But bottom line is we start tonight all fresh again, and you got to get all those ugly things like the fog and 2-game losing streak and who's leaving. Got to get them out of your mind. Trust me, I wrestled with it all day today. I wasn't a real happy camper last night, and I'll get beat. I've been beat, but when we get away from playing the game properly, we had failure to bunt last night, and then we had a bunt into a double play. That's the way this baseball god works. You know, you don't fool with this game. You play it right or you lose. We didn't play it right. We got picked off third base last night. I mean, you lose. That's when you lose. You lose momentum, and you start doubting. Doubt sets in, coaching staff and player. Those aren't good things. And you got to clean the slate. We got to come out and play good tonight. Win or lose, play good. You know, if you're going to get beat, play good. Our defeats have been ugly. I mean, when we get beat, we get beat. We get soundly beat and trashed, you know, and I hope that's the end of it. But again, we have 4 new arms that we're going to see in the next 4 days. You know, you're not going to see them tonight, but you're going to see 2 next Monday. You're going to see maybe 2 tonight. And hopefully they're going to give us a little boost, because you'd like to start now aiming guys to the playoffs.
Well, some new arms getting into the lineup for you guys through this next week, but a familiar arm on the bump today. That's Jeff Belgian. He's had some success against the Harwich Mariners so far this season. So, Coach, wishing you the best of luck today, and thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, just make sure your luck doesn't come in the way of a fog.
Well, let's hope not. Hoping for something other than a fog out tonight is Cooper Boardman. We'll hand it back to him as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.